Story time. Let's talk about this horrible experience I went through. Now, I was going to bring the banded snouted cobra out, but look who shed. You're going to see very soon. Subscribe if you're new here and you like snakes and you like positivity. And don't attempt anything you see on my page ever, okay? Just watch and enjoy. This is a Chinese cobra, male Chinese cobra. Just shed, perfect shed, love it, incredible. Of course, getting it out, ripped a little bit. Hate when that happens, but oh well, it happens a lot. Anyways, let's talk about this experience. This experience I'm talking about is COVID. Jeez, that was horrible. Worst experience of my life. But before I even get to that, I do want to say special thank you to all of you. Y'all are the best. Like, I can't thank you enough for how kind and wonderful all of you have been. I've been working so hard to, make this my career, the content creation, making these videos and getting to a point where I could do it full time and working really hard at that. And then this happened and it just kind of slowed everything down. But that's life. Things happen. But yeah, you guys have been incredible and I'm just grateful for each one of you. But let's talk about this. Like, this Chinese cobra loves to climb up on itself. I wish I could just keep it up so you can see everything as it's happening. So at least you can watch what I do, to stop it from climbing up on itself. But this is awkward. Holding it up like this and doing the things I do, it's not natural. But, sometimes I try to get it so you can see everything. So you can see everything I do. But right now, it's not possible. But now let's talk about the experience. Hannah, my wife, her family went to Indiana for Hannah's cousin's wedding. Everything's good the first few days. The day of the wedding, feel the sickness coming on. It's like this pre-sickness. I call it a no throat. Kind of sore, kind of awkward feeling like something's there, hurts when you swallow, all this stuff. So during the wedding, just trying to blow my nose, cough, whatever this thing is inside of my throat. It's like the pre-sickness. So annoying. Then the reception or whatever's after the wedding, I can't even remember the term. There's food. Food, when you have a sore throat or anything like that, you swallow food. At least during that moment, you don't have to deal with that annoying pain. So everything's going fine. Then the dancing starts. I think I took a Dayquil before that. And during the dancing, go out on the dance floor. I'm just grooving, dancing, the best dancer there. I hear people in the background saying, is that the guy that taught Michael Jackson? Just having a good time. But then something hit me. Felt like throwing up right in the middle of the dance floor. Just hit me. So I had to go outside. I'm sitting out there alone and have to throw up. Somebody standing across the street, and I felt weird as there's this person just sitting down throwing up. So I was holding it in. Then some of Hannah's family comes outside, just not like for me, they were just outside, start talking to me, but I'm trying to hold in, throw up, answering their questions and talking to them, but not replying in a normal manner because I'm focused on the sickness. So I'm replying to questions, not even questions they're asking. So I knew I looked probably crazy. Anyways, so I finally just said, I'm feeling sick. So they moved on. Sitting out there, horrible. But everything's fine. The next day, I think I did throw up this day. The next day, can feel still throwing up. But I don't think it was that bad. I was still get up and move around. And I'm interacting just a little bit with the family, but staying in the room trying to rest. Took Dayquil. Hannah and her family, they left. So it's just me, my sister-in-law, and her boyfriend. They're in a room, not even probably from me to this wall. But like I said, I was up and moving. Starting to heat up though. I could tell I was getting a fever. And I decided to take a shower. Everything's good. All right? After the shower, I don't know what happens. Something happens. All I remember is being on the bed at this point. I'm starting to burn up. Can't move. Can't even speak, really. That quick. It just happened quick. I don't even know how to explain it. But there was a certain point. I'm burning up. Just miserable. Throwing up. And I can't, at some point, because in my head, I don't want anyone to worry or be a wuss, I guess. But at some point, it felt like I was going to die or something. I couldn't even speak loud enough to get their attention. I tried to say his name and just couldn't say it loud enough to get his attention, even though he's so close. Had no energy at all. It just hit me so quick. Burning up, sweating, vomiting, no energy. I muster up enough to send my wife and my mother-in-law a message saying, please let Thomas know to check on me. And, you know, as long as I sent that, I just wanted somebody to know what was going on. But even then, I didn't want anyone to worry, so I wasn't as honest or said exactly how I felt, just that if he could bring me a trash can, a bigger trash can, and then at some point, I think a couple hours later, still alone, Hannah and her family are still out with other family. At some point, I had to tell Thomas, please check if I fall asleep, if I'm still breathing. I couldn't even, it felt like I was about to die. Burning up, taking Dayquil, still burning up, still throwing up. Felt like I was gonna die. Felt like every breath I'm taking, I'm getting air, but it feels like nothing's going in. So I'm like gasping. So miserable. And then I messaged Hannah saying, please bring a thermometer and that I need you all here. They come back, check the temperature. It's 103. I don't even know what it was because I took Dayquil. Could have lowered the temperature. Burning up, still throwing up. But at this point, I'm gasping, moving uncontrollably. Put this Chinese cobra down. So I'm burning up and gasping and like moving uncontrollably. Now I've seen videos of people leaving this earth and they do that sort of stuff, moving uncontrollably. Now I'm not gonna lie, at this point I'm kind of panicking inside, just trying to focus on breathing as best I can, still just gasping, still burning up, and yeah, trying my best to sleep. But when you have a fever, you get aches. My body was so sore, very uncomfortable. That night was the worst night of my life. Right, Chinese Cobra? But I made it through. I don't even know if I slept, maybe a little bit. And yeah. The next day I have to drive back home. So in the car, luckily, and I didn't have to drive. Her dad did, but I was, you know, the plan was to drive, so he didn't have to. And of course it ended up falling on him. But that ride home was horrible. Because again, I'm super sore. My legs, everything, trying to stretch out. I'm laying all over Hannah, her mom, my sister-in-law. They all got COVID as well from this. They luckily didn't go through it like as bad. I think they got fever and maybe coughing and stuff. I don't know if they were throwing up. But yeah, thankfully not as bad. But it was about a week burning up. I was throwing up for that full week. Dying. Miserable. But that night, the one I just described, was the worst. Worst night. Gasping, moving uncontrollably. Scary. Never want to experience that again. Horrible. Now I know many people don't go through it bad, but that was the worst experience of my life. Geez, it sucked. But I'm grateful to be here. Still grateful for everything. But let's bring up another thing. What happened with the snakes? It's in Indiana close to a week. I was dying for about a week. So So 2 weeks, even a little longer, because it was had no energy for a while. Luckily, snakes can go a while without being fed, without anything. One thing I did check when I got back is to make sure they still had water, which they did. Their enclosures weren't too filthy. Some of them did have some poop, but it wasn't filthy. But if it was horrible and they needed to be cleaned out, if it was to that point, I do have people I can contact to come take care of them, that I trust enough to take care of them. But luckily it didn't get to that point. Like I said, I had no energy. Wouldn't be smart for me to do anything. So I had to wait. And that's why, honestly, it's been slow with the videos recently. Because now that I'm more energized and everything, I needed to take care and make sure everything's good here. Instead of bringing out a few snakes and filming, that means more snakes will have to go even more days without being cleaned out. So I was focused on getting everything for these guys. That's the main thing, the care for them. So now that I'm caught up with everything, I can get back to filming, but also working. I'm working more and pretty exhausted after work. So it's not going to be as consistent until hopefully I'm 100% where that energy's back. Because after work, I'm so drained. And usually after work, I could film for a few hours. But recently, I've been pretty exhausted. We'll see. But that's another thing. Like I said, I'm very grateful for y'all. Y'all have been understanding and okay and just wanting me to get better. But I appreciate you all so much. I hope you enjoyed hearing this story. Who knows? I don't know. I love you so much. Subscribe if you're new. This is the best community of people that love reptiles. And even if they don't love reptiles, there's people here that just like seeing them for how they are, not being teased. So it's just a good, positive place. So subscribe. Love you all so much. And a big shout out to my channel members. Thank you all.